Somebody asked how my interview went yesterday. I had a phone interview at 9 o'clock. And earlier this week, I had a few financial surprises. A paycheck was smaller than I anticipated, and then there's a couple other ones that I won't go into the details. And, but anyway, I had a few financial surprises come across my path. And instead of kicking and screaming and moaning and groaning about the financial surprises, I got more determined than ever, and I said, okay, well, I'm waiting tables. I'm working hard doing that, but maybe that'll be a little more inconsistent than I need, and maybe I need to get a real job, whatever that means. And put my resume together and sent it out to, I don't know, 10 or 15 different places. And two of the people that reached back were auto dealers in the area. And one was a high-end dealer. It was a Jaguar Land Rover dealership in a town nearby. And the other one was a Volkswagen dealership. And I have some interest in both. I've always liked German automobiles. I've owned a Volkswagen. I've owned a bunch of different German cars in my life. And I always love the smell of new cars. And I'm outgoing, friendly, and I don't know, people seem to like me. But I was also a little bit skeptical about the car salesman experience. And I don't think it was just coming from the stereotype of what a car salesman is. I'd done a little bit of research. I'd gone online and checked in what the average salary is. Kind of in my mind, ruled out the opportunity at Volkswagen. And at the same time, I knew very little about Jaguar or Land Rover. Never owned one. Last I knew, Jaguar was a British company. And I figured, and I thought yesterday it was going to be and this is my mistake. There's no doubt about it. I should have figured out who was calling. And I might be letting you in on what I'm about to say, but I should have been aware of who was going to be calling me at 9 a.m. yesterday. But anyway, so I woke yesterday morning and was doing some research, learned that Jaguar and Land Rover are owned by an Indian company named Tata now, like Tata Engineering. And I go, didn't know that. See some of the cars on the streets, and I think they look pretty nice. I know they're fairly high-end. I better learn what some of the brands are. Kind of drew out an outline for the brands and the prices and the starting prices and which were available in electric, just in case that came up in our conversation. And then I had some more time, and I go, okay, let me research a little more into the Jaguar car sales gig. And it seems like Jaguar Land Rover pays a base salary, which would be important to me. Paid a base salary, which would be very important for me as a guy trying to keep a roof over his head and has child support and any number of other bills he needs to pay. So it intrigued me. The base salary seemed fairly high, and the compensation, the commission structure, the bonuses seemed about a third. And a third was based on base salary. And I've done commission jobs most of my life, and I know I'm familiar with the ups and downs that come with working on commission. And I don't know. Maybe I don't eat rejection for breakfast enough, or maybe I'm not that good at sales, or maybe I just don't want that, or maybe I want the owner of the business having some skin in the game rather than just giving me an opportunity, whatever that means, and putting me to work. And but it appealed to me if they're going to pay a reasonable base salary and upside beyond that. So I was getting excited. I was getting excited about the models. I was picturing myself owning one of these Jaguars and driving around in it and going, which one would I like? Well, I'd like the F-Class because that's the sport car, but this other one, their sedan, might be a better option for me because I had two kids and I could put the car seats in the back. So anyway, I started envisioning myself in working at this Jaguar dealer in this town that I know a little ways from here. So the phone rang at 9 o'clock, and the voice on the phone was, I forget, the voice doesn't matter, but he said, "Hi, it's me from Volkswagen." And I was going, oh, crud, what are the odds? What are the odds? The Volkswagen dealership is calling back during my scheduled interview I have with Jaguar. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to say I can't talk now because I have another interview scheduled with a different car dealership. And these are all panicky thoughts going through my head as I'm going, what do I say? What do I say? How do I do this? But then I go, what are the odds he did call back exactly during the interview for the Jaguar company I was all prepared for and super excited about? And then I realized I may have made a mistake. And the communication and the setup of the interview, since I was dealing with two dealerships at the same time, and I looked back in the text stream, and I don't think the text stream mentioned which car dealership this gentleman was from, I realized that I had prepared for the wrong interview. And the opportunity that was on the phone wasn't an opportunity I was super excited about at this point and wanted. And it wasn't the Jaguar dealership calling back, but it was Volkswagen. And I go, And this is all fast forward this 8,000 times because I did not have time to sit there and explain it to you or work through it in my head exactly what was going on. But at very high speed, I went, what should I do? I've already sort of ruled out Volkswagen. I was super excited. It's Jaguar. I have all this research done on the cars and the prices and the pay and the expectations. But I said, hey, things happen for a reason. And I got to talking with the guy from Volkswagen. And honestly, it just didn't feel like a good opportunity for me. And maybe it was my attitude. Maybe it was his voice. Maybe it was my voice. Maybe it was just not the right opportunity. But the more he talked, the less excited I was. And honestly, the more I talked, I could tell the less excited he was about me as a salesman for his dealership. And I do believe things happen for a reason. And I think I don't want to do a typical car sales job that's 95% commission based or whatever and work in an unknown dealership chasing a dream that I don't even have. And I kept saying, I know I do really well if it was a good fit. And he goes, well, what does that mean, a good fit? And honestly, I thought about it later. I couldn't really put my finger on it. A good fit was not what I had on the phone. A good fit was not the conversation I was having with the gentleman that was calling me. A good fit would have felt different. A good fit would have been different. I felt like I was he didn't like me and I didn't like him. But I was trying my best to fit into what he wanted, and he might have been trying his best to fit into what I was looking for too, but it wasn't a match. And I didn't want it. And I think at this moment, I'm better off waiting tables with a known quantity, working tonight, knowing what I'm going to make tonight, knowing what the job's going to be, knowing I'm going to enjoy my job and be pretty good at it. And I know what I'm going to earn, and I know what it is. So it kind of felt good coming to that conclusion. The interview went horrible, but I think it was supposed to go horrible. It was kind of awkward, and then at the end, after like 10 minutes, he goes, okay, I'll go and look over the stuff, look over everything, and we'll reach out to you if we want to move ahead with it. And it was kind of awkward. It almost felt like a bad first date where you're saying goodbye and you're going, okay, talk to you soon. because I didn't. He's not going to be calling me back.